Hi everyone. So today we'll be discussing on the topic modular exponentiation, right? Or the modular arithmetic. Yep. So this is fine. Yeah. Let's do one thing. Let's see what the definition part says here, right? So modular exponentiation computes AB mod M, right? AB mod M, right? So efficiently without overflow using the repeated squaring. Using what? Using repeated squaring. Just remember this. This is going to be uh, helpful in the future, right? So modular exponentiation, what it does, it computes AB mod M efficiently without overflow using the repeated squaring. It's as simple as that. Let's see what the how the algorithm works actually. Yep. So the first thing here, so we will go with a directly computing a to the power of b, right? So we have ab mod m, right? So first what we'll do, we'll directly compute a to the power of b, which is very slow and overflows, right? So and it overflows actually, right? So for that purpose, what we'll do, we'll break the exponent b into the binary form. First, what we'll do, we'll break the exponent. Sorry, one second. Yeah, we'll break the exponent b into the binary form. Then after breaking b, this one, this part b, right? AB will break the b part actually basically into the binary form. Square the base at every step. So we will be squaring the base at every step, right? So if the current bit of b is 1, suppose if the current bit of b is 1, then we will multiply the result with a base. Then what we'll do, we'll multiply the result with a base. So finally, we'll apply the modulo at every operation to keep the numbers small. We'll apply modulo at every operation to keep the numbers small, right? So that's what we are gonna do, right? So this is fine. Yeah. Now, let's try to implement or articulate the same thing in the form of code. Let's try to implement or articulate the same thing in the form of code. First, how can we write this one? First, let's do one thing. I'll just come here. So within the main method, so we are making use of the exception as well, right? So yeah, this is fine. Mm, just to handle the exception case. So this is fine. First, let's go with the simple example one. I'll just go with the base exponent as well as the modulus. See, yeah, this is the this one base exponent and we need modulus, right? So we will be going with a mod m. So we need the modulus value as well. So base value, I'll just go with a this one some random value. Let me go with 2, right? So this will be simple. And for the exponent value, I'll just go with let me go with a 5. This is fine. Yep. And modulus, sorry, yeah, and modulus actually, I'll just go with a value. We are going with m, right? So let me assign this one to m. Modulus, sorry, did I type modulus? No, this is the modulus part actually. I'll just go with the m. Let me assign this one to the 13. Yeah, variable m. So base 2 exponent 5 modulus 13. It's as simple as that. Next, we have to store the final answer somewhere. Yeah, I need the resulting variable. So let me consider res. Let me initialize this one to 1. Yep, as we need to store the final answer, right? So then we have to reduce the base initially. For that, I'll just go with a modulo m, a modulo m. So this is fine. It's as simple as that. Next, let's move on with the while loop, while condition. So b has to be always greater than 0. So let me write this one within the while. And within the while loop, first thing, if the current bit of exponent is 1, right? If the current bit of exponent is 1, so I can just write it in this way. We are going with a simple if condition here. If current bit of exponent is 1 in the sense b and 1, so this is fine. If it is equivalent to 1, then so let me go with the result, or let me assign the result into a. So let me go with the modulo m, right? So modulo m. I'll just come out of this one entirely. Now we have to square the base and we have to divide the exponent by 2. We have to square the base and we have to divide the exponent by 2. So for squaring the base, I'll just go with uh, a into a into a. So this is fine. Modulo m, and also b. Let me assign this one to b. Yeah, right shift 1, b right shift 1. So what we are doing here, a equals a into a modulo m. So this is nothing but we are squaring the base, this part. And 37, line number 37, we are making use of the right shift operator, right? So we are just dividing the exponent by 2. Yeah, so you can just go with b by 2 as well. So usually this is the fancy way of showing that you are dividing the exponent by 2 or b by 2 actually. Yeah. So b by 2 is also correct actually. Anyways, so this is fancy way of writing. Anyways, so we are done with this part. Next, let's do one thing. Next, let's do one thing. Now we have to output the result. For that, I'll just go with a s out system out println. Let me pass the result. Yep, it's as simple as that. This is it for the algo. This is it for the algo, right? So what we are doing again, we are considering this one base exponent as well as the modulus, right? So this is for the example sake, right? Mm, Now we are going with the result. We have to store the final answer somewhere. So we have considered, or we have initialized result to 1. Then we are reducing the base initially, nothing but a to a modulo m, right? So this is fine. Next, what you are doing. So b should be always greater than 0. So I have went with that. Then if the current bit exponent is 1, then we have to assign the result to this result into a modulo m. Yep. Then finally, the last two steps are nothing but we have to square the base and we have to divide the exponent by 2, right? So don't get confused here. This one, this is just the fancy way of writing. That's it, b by 2. So you can just go with b equals b by 2 as well. Yep. So we are just dividing the exponent by 2. Yep. So this is fine. Finally, what we are doing here, we are outputting the result. Yeah. We are just outputting the result. We are done with this part. We are done with this particular part. Next, what we are going to do, so before running the code, let's check once again. We don't have any error, right? We don't have any visible errors for now. Yep, this is fine. Yeah, there are no typos as well. So let's do one thing. Let's dry run the code by considering the same example that we have considered within the code. Yep. So that we get to know whether the code that we have written works correctly or not. And also we get to know the output for the example that we have considered. These two things we get to know, right? Let's do that. And later we can come back here and run the code. Yep. Let's dry run the code. So let's dry run. Let's try run. So we will be going with the same example, man. A, we have kept this one to 2, nothing but the base. Exponent, we have considered 5 within the question. And mod, we are going with the value 13. In mod, we are going with the value 13, right? So here, uh, so see here, first binary. So we will be going with in this way actually a to the power of this one a to the power of b mod m we have to go with, right? So basically we'll be going with 2 to the power of 5 mod 13. Yeah, mod 13. It's as simple as that. Now binary. So we have to consider this one b in binary. We'll be considering b in binary, nothing but 5. 5 in binary would lead to 101 actually. Yeah, 101. Yep. So we will be going with accordingly with the code we have written. So we are checking b this one and 1 if it is equivalent to 1, right? So here b and 1 is equivalent to 1 here. So this is odd, right? So then we'll be going with a formula result equals whatever we have written in the code. What if you check the code actually, we have went with result equals result into a modulo m, and a and b we have written the formula, right? A for the a actually we are going with a into a modulo m, and for the b we are going with b equals b by 2. Yep. First for the this one result we get 2. For the result we get 2 because 1 into 2 modulo 13 that leads to 2 actually, and a is 4 and b equals this one, right? First initially what shall we do? Initially it will be 1, a equals this one 2 itself, and operation we can just write this one later. So this is fine. For the first iteration b becomes this one, what do we call, uh, we have already discussed this one, b and 1, that will be odd actually. B and 1 will lead to 1. Result becomes 2 actually here. Result becomes 2. A becomes this one, 2 into 2 modulo 13, nothing but 4. You can just check the code. You'll just apply the same thing. 2 into 2 modulo 13, that becomes 4. And then finally b becomes 2. B equals 5 by 1 actually. Sorry, yeah, 5 right shift 1. We are going with a b equals b by 2 actually. So this will be 2.5. So this we will be representing in the form of 2. So this one 2 will represent this one in the form of binary. So this one will be 1 0, right? This one will be 1 0. Next again, now b is 2, nothing but 0 1 0, or you can just go with a 1 0. So this is fine. We will check b and 1. Now this is equal to 0. B this one and operator 1, right? So this is equivalent to 0. So this is E1. Now result becomes 2. Result becomes 2. this remains unchanged actually. We will be going with the same formula again. 4 into 4 modulo 13, nothing but 16 modulo 13. So that will lead to remainder 3, right? A becomes 3 and B equals 2 by 2. So that is nothing but the 1, right? So again, here, 1 second. So B remains unchanged as I've said. So this will be 1 0, right? Finally, we are going with the next iteration here. We are going with the next iteration. So here this would be, and we will be following with the same iterations actually, right? Same iterations in the sense we'll be going with B and this one will be checking for the odd and even, and we'll be going with the same formula for the result as well as the A and B, right? A, right? But we'll be going with the same formula for the A and B. So this remains 1 and 1 respectively, and a result will be 2 as well as the 6 respectively, and A at the end, this will be 3 and 3. So this operation would be, first thing, bit is 1 and result equals 1. So bit, I can just represent this one 1, result this equivalent to 1 itself, right? So here square A, here we can just write square A. This is the operation. And the third one, bit equals 0. So I'll just go with a bit equals 0, and this is nothing but skip actually. Let me go with skip. Yeah, this is fine. And then finally the fourth one actually square A, the fourth one square A. The final one is nothing but bit equals 1. Bit equals 1. Here now, result will be 6 actually. And this result, we will be displaying this one as output actually. Yeah, this one will be displaying this one as output. So overall output that we got here is 6. Yeah, this one result, the final one within the result table. So the output that we need to get here is 6 actually. You can just do the same thing. So all we have to do is running the code in the sense you have to go with B, this one AND operator. So whatever the digits that you are going with. So then you have to go with the same formula that we have applied in the code actually, result equals. So if I remember correctly, yeah, this one B, we have went with B ampersand this one, that itself, AND operator 1, that we are checking whether it is equivalent to 1, nothing but if the current bit of exponent is 1, we are checking for the odd or even. Then A, we are going with A into A modulo M, and B, we are going with B by 2 actually. Yep. So this is what we are doing. Yep. So this is fine, I believe. This is fine, I believe. So the output that we need to get here is 6. The output that we need to get here is 6 accordingly with the uh, accordingly with the example that we have considered to dry run the code. Yep. So the output that we need to get here is 6. And now let's do one thing. Now we have written the code. Now we have written the code. We have dry run the code by considering the same example that we have written within the that we have considered within the code. Yeah, now it's good time to run the code that we have written. Let's see whether we get the same output or not. Yeah, I'll do one thing. Let me come here and let me run the code. Yep. So we have to get the output 6, right? If everything we have written is correct. Yeah, we have to get the output 6. Let's see. Yep, you can clearly see we are getting the output 6 here, right? We are getting the output 6, which is absolutely correct, which is absolutely correct. So we have got the correct output. Sorry, what did I do? Anyways, 1 second. Yeah, we have got the correct output. So we are left with only one thing, nothing but complexities part. Yeah, we have discussed the algorithm, we have dry run the code, and we have ran the code. We have just we just run the code actually. We just ran the code actually. We got the correct output. So we are left with only one thing, but complexities part. Yeah. So what is the time complexity for the code that we have written? Time complexity would lead to big O of log b, right? Time complexity would lead to big O of log b. So what will be the space complexity actually? Space complexity would lead to big O of 1. So the time complexity would lead to big O of log b, and the space complexity would lead to big O of 1 for the code that we have written. Yeah. So yep, this is it for the time complexity and the space complexity part. Yep, this is it for the time complexity as well as the space complexity part. So we are done with the algorithm. We are done with the algorithm. Yep, modular arithmetic, right? Or modular exponentiation. Next, we will be going with the or next we'll be discussing about the binary exponentiation. For now, this is it. Thanks for watching, guys.